Hi. Thank you for attending today's reading. Let's begin. My mother died today. My mother died today at the age of 58 and I feel nothing. I'm not happy or sad. Just no feelings whatsoever. I am sorry for my brother, who found her, for my sister who loved her, and for my grandmother who has lost 2 of her 4 children in the last 18 months. But for myself, nothing. I don't want to attend the funeral and I won't. 19 years ago I finally told my mother that my stepfather sexually abused me when I was 10 to 12. I moved in with my dad at 12. And she told me I was lying. She stayed with him until he died 6 years ago. I haven't spoke to her since the day she chose him over me. I always knew I probably wouldn't feel much emotion when she died, but I did not expect to feel no emotions. End of story. Next story. Sometimes I go into art and spend hours upvoting underperforming posts with all my alt accounts. Because I can't stand the thought of sincerely created art going unloved. End of story. Next story. I'm a 20-year-old guy and I humiliated myself in the nude in front of a female friend. I'm a 20-year-old guy and have had a crush on a 20-year-old girl I go to college with. She seemed pretty bummed out the other day and I asked her what was wrong. She told me she was upset because the guy who was supposed to model for her final project, she's an art major, backed out at the last minute. Not knowing much about art, but wanting to make her feel better. I told her I would model for her instead. So I showed up and she told me I could disrobe. I froze. Not realizing she meant she needed a nude model. Knowing she needed a model for the project and not wanting to back out like the other guy did to her. I stripped down to my boxes. She giggled a little and said, "How can I draw you with those silly comic boxes on? Come on so I can get started." I felt so red. But with no other choice, I dropped my boxes and stood there totally naked. Feeling as if I had nothing else to lose since she is looking at me completely nude anyway. I asked her towards the end if I could take her out to dinner after the semester ended. She said, "You mean like a date?" And I said yes. Her reply, "I'm sorry but I only see you as a friend. You're a nice guy. But I'm not interested in dating you." So in a single day not only did I humiliate myself in the nude, but also humiliated myself getting rejected like that. End of story. Next story. Looking at amateur porn has helped me to feel more comfortable with my body. Professional porn tends to get a lot of flack, and deservedly so sometimes, for giving people an unrealistic view of sex and consent. I totally get that. However, these past few weeks I've gotten my appetite for sex back after a few years, and after looking through amateur and homemade porn I feel far better about my body than I've felt in a long time. Yeah. Turns out a lot of things I thought might not be good are totally normal for most people. Hair, darkness, some chub, etc. So, thank you normal people making your own porn to show off to random people on the internet. End of story. Next story. I cry myself to sleep every night because my baby was born with Downs. There are so many emotions. This is our first baby and my husband said it will be our last because our son was born with Downs. It was something we never tested for because we weren't considered high risk and it doesn't run in the family. I feel guilty for so many reasons. Like I let my husband down. I did something to cause this and that I probably would have had an abortion if I knew. But I love this baby so much and he's mine for better or worse. I feel angry because I'm being robbed of a normal parenthood. I drink so much that I black out and sometimes have these dreams where my baby is born with no defects or wake up hoping to God it was all a nightmare. Edit. People who say he's a gift are the same people who said, "Congrats," when I was pregnant too. My sympathy, when he was born. End of story. Next story. I saw a customer spray another customer with deodorant because of their horrific bow filling the shelves in the health aisle. I notice a customer browsing. This person is a regular here and normally as they pass, there is a strong unpleasant bow about them. One random customer called na Euro T bear it and one day charged at him with an air freshener saying, "A circumflex Euro Donna Euro T come out stinking like that." A circumflex Euro shocked outside but laughing hard inside. End of story. Next story. I proved them wrong. I spent my entire life being told I would be just like my drug addict mom. Uneducated and constantly disappointing people. I just finished high school early through a program and was the first person in my family to do so. Edit. Thank you to all of you being so nice. Sorry to anybody I upset by posting on the wrong subreddit. Though it says in the description, use it as a place to vent, I'll just post somewhere else next time. End of story. Next story. I'm starting off this decade sleeping in my car. I just got off work. I was shift lead tonight for the second time and while it was a rough night, I made decent money. I'm in a park in my car hoping the cops don't roll me. It's a little sports car, so I don't sleep great and it's not that easy to stealth like vanliffers. But I feel super free. I'm not bound to any lease and I can save and invest the rent money instead. I got off late so I won't be able to sleep long. But I've got to do it. And I can probably sneak a nap in tomorrow before work. Many people would probably say I'm starting off the decade at a very low point. But I disagree. I'm busting my ass. I have been for years, and I'm finally getting somewhere. I'm doing what it takes to make the leap into my field of choice. My car is my home. But I am homeless. It's by choice. But it's an obvious one. I have more saved and invested than most people my age and most of the world. I'm extremely fortunate. It's a sacrifice and it's a big one. I'm proud of myself. I haven't told many people and I am not sure I will for a long time yet. I don't want to deal with people trying to convince me otherwise. And neither do I want their help. Nobody I know is in a position to help me. And that's okay. It's on me to do what it takes. Anyway, Happy New Year to everyone. Shout out to the people who are sacrificing to stay afloat or get ahead. We've got this. We all do. The 1st of February 2020 edit. OMG, this blew up. I posted and went back to my grind and kind of forgot about this. Thank you for all the support. Less than 3. I'm going to attempt to answer some questions here. To paint the picture, I'm sitting in my car in a parking lot of a park in my city watching the sunrise. Tethering off of my phone, I can finally fit in the budget. I've on and off not had a phone plan of late. I grew up here but everyone moved away. Right now, I can live off of less than $20 a day, including food, insurance, gas, my biggest expense, storage unit, etc. I don't do that every day. And I do eat out sometimes. I don't cook, mostly to avoid turning the parks into a post-apocalyptic scene cooking on the spoiler of my car. And because I don't want to bother with dirty dishes or disposable waste. I eat a lot of dry food like trail mix, dried fruits, sardines, yum, oatmeal, protein shakes, fresh fruits and veggies, etc. I eat my meat eating out and get more than enough. I'm eating healthier than before. Somewhat ironically, I do work in the food service industry but avoid eating there as much as possible. Sometimes I eat fast food when I get off late and it's all that's open. But so far, I've been avoiding it more than before. Admittedly, I had donuts for breakfast just now. I keep these neat little canned espresso, protein drinks in my trunk that are supposedly healthy and have 180 milligrams of caffeine. They're half the price of most coffees out there and I don't have to go into a store daily to get them. I shower at Planet Fitness. The one here is relatively nice. Not my ideal, but it's not that big of a sacrifice. I'd shower at the beach, but over a lifetime of surfing I've found that soaking in the ocean isn't enough to get clean. Using soap, even biodegradable, so close to the ocean causes pollution. Plus I'd feel like a creeper reaching into my nether regions in the open. Not to mention I don't want to get arrested for lewdness or anything. TMI I guess? My B. As at Starboy-666 said. I work out a lot more now. So yet again it's better for my health. More TMI. My morning coffee, oatmeal keep me regular and I schedule my gym time around toilet time. I have budgeted camping nearby once a week at an inexpensive site with hot showers and running potable water. I go there once a month at least anyway. So it's not much of a change. I love camping and love that I get to do it more. And it's nice to spread out. I still don't go every week, though. I plan on doing this until April. Shout out to at Pantera Rocks. Probably. It's tough though. Unless I can get something that pays better. This is honestly pretty great. I really, strongly dislike my job now. And were I still paying rent the past 3 months, I'd have been spinning my wheels and barely getting anywhere. Would have almost no money for fun. Would be going out for inexpensive at least drinks a few times a week. Low risk relaxing I guess. Instead, I have built up my savings considerably. Started an IRA and a wealth savings account for a down payment. And enjoyed life more. It introspect if I had a place like that to work. I'd totally do that. A good buddy of mine did that for over a year on a cot and saved loads of money. At Moco Lotus and others. Walmart actually doesn't allow sleeping in their lots in my state. You can probably guess where I'm at based on that. At Grandissimus I want to build out a Sprinter van. I'm a long-time lurker at van life. I've toyed with the idea of a box truck. And a schoolie would be dope. But a Sprinter fits my needs of stealth and mileage best. I don't really care for RVs. Although if push came to shove I would do it. Being real though, by the time I buy a Sprinter I'll ideally not be homeless and I'll have it for weekend warrior trips. At Mike Abs V good reminder. I've been on my grind the past few weeks to balance out the holidays, but overall, I have more time to stop and smell the roses. I definitely don't plan on doing this for too long. At Jack and Jill 22 thanks. I'm fortunate to be in a very safe area and I'm generally alert and prepared. So long as I don't meet one of those serial hobo killers. Knock on all the wood. I should be safe since thieves don't want to run into humans. Note. I'm still working through all of your replies and this edit. But I've got to run right now. Catch you all in a bit less than 3. End of story. That is all for today. If you want to support my automated channel, feel free to drop a like and subscribe. See you tomorrow.